Hi, my name is Jess, and I'm an equine management major. Today, I will be showing and demonstrating some upper and lower body exercises to help you stay fit without actually needing your horse. As I go along, feel free to join.
The first exercise we are going to talk about are squats. When setting up for a squat, your feet should always be about shoulder width apart. Then you will slowly lower your seat so that you create a 45 to 90 degree angle with your knees. Then push up evenly through your heels. For this exercise, you will do 10 squats 3 times. As riders, we are always told to have a soft, relaxed leg. Riding with a soft, relaxed leg is achieved through the correct use of our muscles. We need to be able to count on our leg muscles to respond whenever we need them through any part of our ride, so it is important to keep them strong. Squats help strengthen these leg muscles and can help create effective leg aids and help with imbalances in our seat and upper body. Being able to squat is incredibly beneficial for not just your riding, but also your everyday activities around the barn. The next exercise we'll be talking about are lunges. When starting a lunge, you want to make sure you're standing up nice and straight. Then allow one foot to come forward and your weight to drop down evenly over both legs. Then push up and repeat with the other foot. You will do this 8 times per leg, 3 times. When our leg muscles feel weak, it makes it difficult to apply sufficient pressure with our leg aids, making it harder to communicate with our horse. Lunges exercise the muscles that squats miss to create a strong yet soft leg, helping us as riders have more control over our leg aids and allowing us to communicate more clearly with our horse. The next exercise we will be doing are side leg lifts. For this exercise, you will start by laying on your left side. Then you will lift your right leg until it is about 45 degrees or whatever is comfortable for you. Then you will lower it back down and repeat this 10 times per leg for 3 sets. This exercise will help us develop strength and flexibility in our hips, which can help us improve our lower leg position and our ability to properly align our entire leg. This exercise can also improve our ability to follow the horse's motion with our hips, which helps us not to compensate with our lower leg. The next exercise we will be talking about are bridges. For this exercise, you will first lay flat on your back. Then you will pull your heels in towards you and spread them about a hip's width apart. Allow your arms to lay flat on the ground beside you with your palms facing down. Then tighten your core and glute muscles, lift your bottom and press your hips to the sky, and then release down. You will do this for 8 to 10 reps for about 3 sets. If this exercise becomes easy, then you can go ahead and add a weight of your choice. For the purpose of this video, I used a 10-pound weight, but if you don't have one, you can use a Gatorade bottle or even a milk carton. Next, we will be moving on to our upper body exercises. For the next 2 exercises that I'm about to show you, if you don't have a weight, please refer to your Gatorade bottle or milk gallons. The first one we will be doing is called a bent over row. For this exercise, you will stand about a hip's width apart, create a slight tip in your hip, and then draw the weight, or whatever you're using, up by your rib cage by pulling your elbow up and back. Exercises like this are important because they help us isolate a certain set of muscles on one side of our body. As we know when we ride, some of our horses are stronger to the right or to the left, which can create a stronger side in us. So by doing exercises like this, it helps our muscles gain equal strength. The next exercise we will be doing are bent over flies. Again, for this exercise, you will stand about a hip's width apart and create a slight tip at the hip. Then you will use the weight of your choice and lift them up by your shoulder and back down. You will do this 8 to 10 times for 3 sets. This exercise in particular is important for our posture because it strengthens our back and lets us sit up on the horse. This also allows us to control our upper body and allows us to stay over the horse's center of gravity. This exercise helps us correct the shoulder, hip, and heel alignment because it teaches us to bring our shoulders back, which as we know can be especially important while jumping. The next exercise we will be doing today are push-ups. For this exercise, you will face the floor and put your hands underneath you, making sure they are slightly about a shoulder width apart. Then keep your body straight and lower yourself to the floor by bending your arms. Then raise your body up off the floor by extending your arms, keeping your body straight again. You will do 8 push-ups for 3 sets. If doing push-ups on your knees becomes easy, then go ahead and transform to a full push-up position. Push-ups are essential to keeping your back, chest, and shoulders strong. The next exercise we will be doing are alternating limb extension planks. For this exercise, you will set yourself up on all fours with your hands under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. Next, keeping your spine still, you will lift your left arm straight ahead and out, and at the same time, draw your right leg back and up. Then you will switch and do the alternating limbs. For this exercise, you will do 5 reps each for 3 sets. This is a great exercise for improving balance as well as strengthening muscle coordination through our cross-linked chain of our postural muscles. Again, posture is an important part of our ride because it helps us and the horse stay balanced. When you try this at home, this exercise will help you find imbalances you may have. Thanks so much for watching. Now have fun doing core with Finn.
My name is Finn, and I'm a therapeutic riding major from Ann Arbor, Michigan. In this video, we're going to talk about what your core is, what your core does, why that's important for riding, and then we're going to do some exercises together. For these exercises, you'll need a mat, a big book or textbook, and then a backpack or purse filled with all the heavy things that you can find around your house. So first, what your core is. Your core consists of all the muscles that connect to your rib cage and your spine. There are a lot of muscles that make up your core, but the big important ones are your abdominals in the front, your obliques on the side, and your latissimus dorsi on the back. The first thing that your core does is called trunk flexion. This is a fancy way to say bending over. You do this when you do a half halt or when you get into 2-point on your horse, and you do this around the barn when you take heavy objects and gently lower them to the ground. The next thing that your core does is called trunk rotation. This is a fancy way to say twisting. You do this when you turn your horse and when you're picking a stall, you have to dump off to the side. And the final and most important thing that your core does is called movement resistance. This means that your core is constantly helping you stay balanced when external forces are placed on you. A really good example of this is when you're carrying one full water bucket in one hand. If you weren't using your core, you would just fall over to the side. You use this function of your core pretty much constantly when you're riding without even realizing it. Now we're going to do some exercises together. We're going to do 2 exercises for each function of your core, so 6 total. Feel free to pause this video at any point and do more reps on your own, but for the purposes of this video, we're going to move through them quite fast. The first exercise that we'll do is going to be for trunk flexion. This is called a pulsing crunch. You're going to start flat on your back, lift up your feet and cross your legs. Tuck your hips under as if you're doing a half halt. Put your hands by your ears, tuck your chin down, and we're just going to crunch and add some pulses. So we're going to go pulse, 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 and come all the way down. Pulse, 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 and come all the way down. If this feels a little bit too easy for you, go ahead and hold on to your textbook right above your chest and do the same thing. Pulse, 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 and all the way down. The next exercise we'll do is called scullers. You're going to sit on your mat with your butt bones really grounded into the ground. Keeping your chest lifted, you're going to lean back, lift your palms, and then lift up your legs. We're going to slowly lower ourselves towards the ground, and then come back up. To make this harder, hold the bottom position for a longer period of time before you come back up. Now we're going to do trunk rotation. The first exercise is called a Russian twist. You're going to sit as if you're about to do a sculler. And you're just going to twist and gently tap the mat. If you want to make this a little bit harder, hold on to your heavy backpack or purse, rest it on the mat, and then twist. Make sure that you're coming to a full stop with that weight before you initiate your next twist. The next exercise we'll do is called bicycles. You're going to lie flat on your back, arms by your ears. You're going to bring your left knee in towards your chest and extend your right leg. Now you're just going to twist your right elbow to your left knee and then slowly switch. Now we're going to do some movement resistance exercises. The first one is called a high plank pass-through. You're going to need your textbook for this. So you're going to start in a high plank. Your shoulders should be stacked just above your wrists, and your hips should be tucked under so that your core is engaged. If your plank looks like this, you're doing it wrong. Now you're just going to gently slide your textbook behind your hands. As you're doing this, your hips are really going to want to rotate to the side like this. So make sure that you're using your core and staying like a nice still plank. And our final exercise is called anti-extensions. These are a lot harder than they look, so get ready. You're going to start sitting on your mat with your feet out in front of you. Really lift up your chest as much as you can and lean back. You're going to start with your hands at your heart, looking forward, and you're just going to slowly extend your hands above your head. As you do this, your body is going to want to fall backwards, and your spine is going to want to round out like so. So really make sure that you're keeping that chest lifted and you're keeping your whole body engaged. If you want to make this a little bit harder, hold on to your textbook and do the same thing. So those are our core exercises for today. Thank you for watching and have fun with Jolie in yoga.